I want to talk about a specific kind of frustration, the kind that feels personal, even when you know it probably should not. Maybe you are watching a child who is clearly, obviously smart, and watching them completely fall apart when it comes to anything that requires follow through. Or maybe you are that person, the one who has always been told you have so much potential and who quietly wonders why that potential never seems to fully show up. You remember every detail of every conversation about something you care about. You can hold a complex argument for 45 minutes. You can teach yourself almost anything when you are interested. But a simple task with an unclear deadline, starting a project you actually want to do, forget it. Here is what I want you to hear. That is not an intelligence problem. That is an executive functioning problem. And those two things are not the same. Executive functioning is a set of brain-based skills that manage how we plan, organize, start tasks, manage time, regulate emotions, and follow through. It is the system that sits between knowing what to do and actually doing it. Intelligence tells you what the answer is. Executive functioning is what gets you to sit down and do something about it. A person can have exceptional intellectual ability and significant executive functioning gaps at the same time. In fact, that combination is incredibly common in children and adults with ADHD, in twice exceptional learners, in highly sensitive kids, and in adults who have spent decades being told they are not living up to their potential. The brain that is wired to think deeply is often the same brain that struggles to organize, initiate, and persist. The most common mistake, whether you are a parent watching a child or an adult watching yourself, is interpreting the struggle as not caring. The thinking goes something like this: they know what to do, they are clearly capable. So if this is not getting done, it must be a choice. And the response that usually follows involves more pressure, more consequences, or more self-criticism. But if executive functioning is the issue, and it often is, pressure does not teach the skill. It just adds to more shame in an already difficult situation. Think about it this way. If someone had weak reading skills, for example, you would not stand over them, I hope, and say, "You know how to read, just do it." You would get support. You would break it down. You would build the skill. Executive functioning is no different. It is a skill, and skills can and should be taught. I work with children, teens, college students, adults, and professionals. And I will tell you something that is true across every single one of these groups. The gap between potential and follow through is almost never about intelligence. It is almost always about executive functioning. And that is actually good news, because intelligence is for the most part fixed. Skills are buildable. In this series, we are going to talk about all 11 executive functioning skills, what they are, how they break down, and what actually helps, whether you are here for yourself, for your child, or for both. This is for you. I'm Ashley Mangione, executive functioning coach, published author, and speaker, always providing real skills for real life, for real change. I will see you next week.